What's up, everyone? My name is Nacho, and today we're going to be doing my spoiler-free review on Captain America: Brave New World. Now, this movie definitely had some things going on with it in its production that that caused me to go into this movie with a little bit more caution than I usually do, especially with a Marvel film. As you can probably tell, I'm a huge Marvel fan. I don't know how well you can see that. Most of those are all Marvel action figures that I choose to have in my room because they're cool. I don't know. Marvel has a very special place in my heart. I love Marvel, the comics. I love the movies. Grew up with them, so this is like my bread and butter when it comes to movies or kind of franchises that I kind of stick to. So, Captain America: Brave New World is the newest installment in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It is centered around Sam Wilson taking on the mantle of Captain America. He has with him Joaquin Torres as Falcon. You also have Thunderbolt Ross thrown in there. Now it is Harrison Ford because the previous actor actually passed away. And yeah, we have Captain America dealing with the world on the brink of a possible war in the fight for adamantium. So um, that's pretty much the most I want to go into the plot and just like generalization without giving anything away. If you've seen the trailer, you've seen a lot of the plot of the movie. Um, we, of course, are going to see Red Hulk in this movie, which was probably a big draw for a lot of people, which is why um, they probably put it so heavily in the actual advertising for this movie, which I kind of wish they would have held off on, just because it would have made it a little bit more surprising when you do see Red Hulk in the movie, a little bit more impactful for those moments. But if I had to give this movie a rating, um, I'd probably give it a 6.5, somewhere between a 6 and a 7. It definitely was not a bad movie overall. I had fun with it, but it did have its issues. So it was not great. I don't know. It's somewhere between good and bad, but not close to either end of that measurement by any means. I don't know if that makes sense. It's kind of somewhere in the middle. It's above average, not great, but it's definitely a step in the right direction for Marvel going forward. You can see little hints of things that we cherish from what people say was like the peak for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I think a lot of people nowadays hold the MCU to such a standard of where Avengers Endgame and Avengers Infinity War were that any movie that comes out is not going to be able to top that. So it gets a lot of Marvel movies just seem to build up this level of hype that it can't reach on its own, just by what has come before it, which is unfortunate. I think that's just where we are. But this movie still holds its own with that, I guess. Um, I will say that this movie was reshot a lot, so you can definitely see that in the just the way the movie was edited. A lot of the fight scenes are either not impactful at all, or they I don't know. The one example that sticks out in my head is there was a fight scene. Sam Wilson goes to throw a punch, and then the camera cuts to across the room in the same moment. But then he starts doing a front flip. It was like there was no, you could see him lining up the punch right into the guy's face, but then all of a sudden he does a front flip and doesn't hit the guy at all. Stuff like that was kind of weird. The fight scenes were hard to focus on at some points just because it was so choppy. There wasn't just like solid movements of one shot. It had to be cut into three different segments. Even there was a part where after the fight had ended, Sam like stomped on the shield like Chris Evans would do, I guess, when Steve Rogers was Captain America, where like it's laying down on the floor, you stomp on it and you catch it. He would do that, but it was like three different shots just for that. Instead of just showing it on the ground, stomp, the camera follows up to his hand as he catches it. It was like camera facing the ground, then a camera facing him like head on, then back to a camera facing his like wrist. It was weird stuff like that. I will say also that I have a really bad ear infection right now. I'm really prone to ear infections, so I can't hear out of my left ear. But I other people were saying this when we were leaving the theater. This so it's not just me. The sound design in this movie was a little bit wonky. There were like parts with the like effect noises that just there was no sound for any of the effects or like the actual like movements and stuff. Like especially with the shield. Anytime Sam would throw the shield, there wasn't really any sound coming from it. Um, but then when he would catch it and like move it, like the dramatic catch down to his waist, then there would be a sound. Or like there was a scene where he threw it, it hit three people, it barely made a sound when it hit the guy's helmets, and then somebody took it from him and sat it on a car hood. In the process of sitting it on the car hood, made the loudest sound of all. Stuff like that. The sound was kind of off. And then the last thing I'll say about this, going back to Red Hulk. Sorry, this is kind of everywhere. It's late, and I got back from the movie, and I'm still kind of winding down from it. But tying a little bit back to the Red Hulk, this movie feels more like a sequel to the Incredible Hulk than it does a Captain America movie. If you've seen the trailer, you know there's a bunch of characters from the Incredible Hulk movie in this, and the plot kind of revolves around gamma radiation people. In part of it, I won't say that's the full plot, but it just feels more like a. It feels like the sequel to the Incredible Hulk. But they took out Bruce Banner and put in Sam Wilson. Stuff like it felt weird in that way. It almost feels like it overshadows the Sam Wilson story in the movie, which is unfortunate because it's his first solo role or like solo movie as Captain America. I feel like it should have been more revolving around him. Um, so yeah, that was a little. I mean, I love the Incredible Hulk movie. That was one of like my core childhood movies, I think. So to see these characters come back, this kind of plot lines come back into this movie, that made me happy. But in the back of my head, I still had that thought that like this should not be the plot of a Captain America movie, especially the first one for Sam Wilson. Um, and then Isaiah Bradley was in this movie. I feel bad for the guy. You'll see what happens to him in the movie. This dude cannot catch a break, but the actor did a great job in his performance, and the little piece that we get in the movie with him that you've seen in the trailers as well. Like I said, they showed a lot of this movie in the trailers. Um, I enjoyed the parts that revolved around Isaiah. I'll say that. So, and the Joaquin was great as Falcon. I wish we could have gotten a little bit more of him. Um, Not sure where we're going to see him again down the line, where he's going to fit into other stuff, but the parts that we got with him, I did enjoy. So, yeah, overall, sorry, overall, I had fun with this movie. It wasn't astounding by any means. It didn't blow me away. A lot of the stuff I had already seen, but for like, I had fun. I had fun going to see a Marvel movie with some of my friends. Um, doesn't happen very often nowadays. So anytime I get to go to the movies with my friends, especially for a Marvel movie, I'm gonna be happy, unless it's really, 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 really bad. Um, so yeah, be sure to let me know in the comments down below if you saw the movie and what your thoughts were, or if you're gonna be seeing it this weekend. I might check it out again with my brother in a couple days. I'm not sure, but if I do, maybe I'll do a spoiler review over the weekend once more people have had the opportunity to see the movie. Like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you can be sure to keep up with my next reviews or trailer reactions. There's some stuff coming out soon. I know Daredevil's gonna be coming out soon, in a couple weeks, and then Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is still going on. I've been loving it. Um, I haven't done any like reviews on the last two batches of episodes that we've gotten, but maybe I'll do like a follow-up video to my first kind of review on the series once everything's out, and just give my total review on the series. But yeah, if you haven't checked that out and you're on the fence about it like I was, definitely at least give the first episode a try. It is great. Um, but yeah, that's all I got for you. The movie is good, not great, but not bad. So have a great weekend, everybody. If you see the movie, I hope you enjoy it, or at least have some fun with it. And lastly, peace.